Hello and thank you for clicking on our video. My name is Ryan Baldwin. I work in the Business Development Department and I will be discussing a few slides before my colleague Dimitri walks through a use case demonstration of our recently released Change Data Capture component, the InfoCDC. The goal for today's demonstration is to automatically integrate IBMI order information to Salesforce by leveraging InfoCDC and the AS400 gateway from MuleSoft. For those who may not be familiar with InfoView Systems Inc., we were founded in 1994 and have been growing into an international team of cross-platform professionals with a focus in system integration and legacy modernization for a variety of verticals ranging from retail, healthcare, distribution, and finance, to name a few. InfoView provides not only services, but we also have an expanding product suite focusing on connector-based products for the IBMI AS400. For a high-level overview, for those who may be unfamiliar with the AS400 Gateway for MuleSoft, it's a MuleSoft certified partner plugin that resides directly within MuleSoft's Anypoint Studio and supports event-based integration use cases by leveraging native data queue objects on the IBMI. The main rationale of the connector was to enable IBMI to MuleSoft integration use cases without extensive backend development and allows teams an easy way to connect their IBMI system to MuleSoft even if they are not familiar with native IBMI RPG or COBOL development. As for InfoCDC, it's an intuitive, lightweight change data capture component that provides the core data integration capabilities at a fraction of the cost of competitors. Developed solely in-house by InfoView, it's designed to work alongside a listener, in this case, the AS400 gateway from MuleSoft. The component then listens for database changes and streams them to their final destination in near real time, enabling complete integration solution with zero coding required. By leveraging the two products in unison, users are left with a straightforward implementation and operation to help integrate your company's internal and external systems. In this demonstration, we'll see the InfoCDC listen for active DB changes in specific tables. After detecting the change, the component will pass the change onto the AS400 gateway from MuleSoft. There you will see the change streamed in MuleSoft. This will lead to Salesforce receiving the change and updates will be made in real time. Next, I'll be passing it on to Dima, who will be starting the demo portion of this video.
Thanks, Ryan. Let me share my screen and run through the actual demo, hope it works. So we'll start with a brief description of the use case. As Ryan outlined before, we have a legacy ERP system. We maintain order fulfillment status in this system. Of course, it's just a demo application that we built for this end-to-end flow, but it would be representative of the real-time real use case. Suppose that we have an ERP that has several orders, and we need to synchronize our order status with our CRM. In our case, we use Salesforce, and as you can see, the orders are already there in the same state. We have order 144 here in the status of shipped, and we have the same here. Let me change the status to, let's say, invoiced. So I'm going to press enter, and behind the scene, the change will be captured by our change InfoCDC product in near real time, streamed to MuleSoft application using our AS400 connector data queue listener, and then published to Salesforce using Salesforce API or Salesforce connector. So it worked great. As you could see that it did change the status in near real time. Now let me walk through the IBMI and MuleSoft configurations to see how to make it happen with no coding required on IBMI side and minimal development required within MuleSoft environment. So starting with IBMI, we use our product InfoCDC to configure an order header table. And let me just show the configuration here. As you can see, we define a table, ERP order header in library Mule Demo DK. That's my demo library. And here the product automatically pulls the information about that table from the system. It recognized unique key constraint and the list of the columns, the type, the length, and the sequence. So here we only are interested in order status changes, so we don't care about whether other columns are changing or not. So we can define it as a watch change flag for this field, order status. And for replication purposes, we only need Salesforce order ID and new status. Again, we don't need the rest of the fields, which could be very helpful if some legacy applications might have hundreds of columns within denormalized tables. And if the target application only needs maybe a handful of those, then that would definitely cut on the amount of network chatter. So we set up the two fields to be replicated. And once we start that replication flow within InfoCDC product, it will start listening for the changes in near real time. So the moment the change applies to the database, the product will capture that change and stream it to target system through data queues. And that's where MuleSoft component comes to play. We have a Mule application that listens for that data queue. And for every new event, it will trigger the processing. As you can see, we define the data queue and the library. We can define a format file that InfoCDC product generates for this application, which essentially includes the columns we need. In this case, Salesforce order and status, as well as some metadata like the journal sequence number, the date timestamp of the transaction itself, whether it's insert or update or delete, and some other things. Right. So when MuleSoft receives that message, it's already automatically parsed. Connector takes care of all the type translations, and you just work as a MuleSoft developer. You work with a list of name and value pairs. As you can see, the Mule application is extremely simple. We're just logging the information and then eventually calling Salesforce. In this case, not directly, but through another system API, following the API-led connectivity, API layering best practices. And at the end, we write the acknowledgement to a response data queue. And very straightforward Mule flow. And on the Mule side, it's on the Salesforce side, it just updates the status of the order, nothing special here. And that concludes the demo part of this presentation. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Dima, for the demonstration. As the InfoCDC does require a listener to work, it's an ideal add-on for companies leveraging MuleSoft and the IBMI. Due to its unique ability to add codeless near real-time integration at a fraction of the cost of competitors, it does open the door to new opportunities. For teams interested in evaluating the InfoCDC, we do offer 4 types of POC models. Self-serve allows your company to spend 30 days evaluating the product completely in-house. And if you have any questions or issues, our product and integration engineers will assist as needed. Allocated consultant revolves around InfoView providing a consultant for a short period of time to review the POC and assist involved project team members. For the sandbox method, the InfoView team will recreate the desired use cases within our own sandbox environment. Lastly, Rapid Start entails our team taking ownership of product configuration, implementation, and related integrations within an organization's best practice. The result will be a solid launch point for future IBMI integration projects. In addition to InfoCDC and the AS400 gateway for MuleSoft, our team has developed additional products with the goal of converting the four primary use cases of integration, data streaming, robotic process automation, and change data capture. The AS400 Gateway for Kafka is a Confluent certified Kafka partner plugin composed of three connectors, enabling event-based IBMI integration with bidirectional message exchange via data queues. The AS400 Gateway for AWS is an Amazon machine image that provides generic REST API integration for IBMI operations. As for the AS400 RPA, this is an open source IBMI green screen automation plugin enabling users to simulate user actions without the need for endpoint application source code. The connector works directly with MuleSoft app and does not require any additional infrastructure or components installed on the IBMI. Thank you for your time watching this demonstration. If you have any questions or would like to get in contact, our phone number and email are on the screen. You can visit our website at www.infoviewsystems.com or you can check the information in the description below.